Luka, Jokic, and Kawhi. Second team is Embiid, LeBron, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, and Julius Randle. Third team is Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, and Kyrie Irving.
Rudy Gobert, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, Giannis, Ben Simmons, Drew Holiday, Kawhi, Matisse Thybulle, Bam Adebayo, and Joel Embiid.
It's the all defensive team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready?
Indeed. And
Oh. Hello and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Not Another Sports Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Brandon. I'm here with my co-hosts, Kevin and Jordan.
yo, what's going on? This is Kevin.
Yeah, and this is Jordan.
Yep. And today is Juneteenth. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. That's my something positive for this week. I'm blessed, black, and highly favored, so I'm out here. What y'all got positive for this week?
My positive for the week is I will be taking a trip back to my roots. Going home to Miami to see my mom and my brothers. I haven't seen my mom and my brothers in some years now. Long overdue. So
Yes, sir. My positive, I got to go to another Braves game. They lost, but it was still a good game. We had them. It's basically the same thing every week. Man, every time we go to a game, I went with Penny, her mom, and her brother, and I was telling her while we was walking up, like, I don't have faith in us. we get off to these slow starts, we'll come back, and then but we never capitalize when we have runners in scoring position. We had a runner on first and second in the first, second, and third inning. I think we only got 2 runs out of that. And then we also don't get outs with 2 runs. I think they scored. I know they hit a grand slam with 2 outs, but I think their other 2 runs came with 2 outs as well. So I mean, it's the story of the Braves, really. But it was fun to go to the game. I sat in the outfield, so there was a Red Sox fan that was yelling at the center fielder, basically. So it was fun just seeing fans interact with players again, and it wasn't like how it was in the NBA. It was just like general trash talking. So that was fun. And like Brendan said, it's Juneteenth. I remember when my grandma first told me about Juneteenth. I'm not gonna lie, it was one of the first times I thought about telling my grandma I thought she was lying to me, because I definitely did not believe her when she said it. But she sounded really excited about it, so I was just happy about that. It was her first time knowing about it, because like she grew up in Birmingham, so like outside of Texas you don't really know about it. But she had moved to Texas, so they had a big celebration for it, and they was celebrating everything. So she was really excited for it. So it was just fun hearing the excitement in her voice and knowing now that it's a holiday. It's cool. I don't think it's the end. I don't think that this is the finish line, but it's cool. Just another accomplishment, I guess, a symbol.
That's what they do. Anyway, we're gonna kick this weekly recap off with CP3. He went into the COVID protocol. Apparently, he was already vaccinated, so that's a good thing. So he shouldn't be in the COVID protocol for long. He may miss 1 game at the most, but yeah, that's how y'all feel about CP3. Y'all think it's gonna hamper their chances of winning the Western Conference Finals?
I don't think so. I think Phoenix is going to win this series against the Clippers. Just a little foreshadowing. But with CP3 being vaccinated, everybody do their own thing. But with the NBA, apparently with you getting the vaccination, it speeds up the process of you in the COVID protocols, right?
Right.
Like, so I think he has to spend less time away from the team than he would have if he wasn't vaccinated. So if he do miss a game or 2, I don't think it would be detrimental to them, because when he do come back, I think him without Kawhi on the Clippers is going to be enough to overcome the series, even if they might lose the first game.
Yeah, I don't see this. One, I don't see him missing more than a game, because of what Kevin said, because he's vaccinated. So I feel like that would speed him through the process. Plus, what does he already miss? Like 3 or 4 days, 5 days.
Right.
So he's pretty much already through most of the days that he would have had to miss anyway. Plus, he is getting reevaluated today. So there might even be an update by the time we finish this episode. So, I mean, it's not like I just don't see him missing more than one game. Plus, even if he does, most of the reason I was picking the Phoenix is because I don't feel like the Clippers have anybody that can really stop DeAndre Ayton. And I mean, Reggie Jackson might be able to do something in the pick and roll, but I feel like DeAndre Ayton can move his feet. He's a little bit more agile than Rudy Gobert. Kevin wants me to talk about Rudy Gobert, but I mean,
Get on him.
I've been saying it's nothing new to say about Rudy Gobert, bro. If y'all listen to me talk about Rudy Gobert all this time, I've been saying he's not that good. Like, he's just tall. He's really just tall. He played really. He had some good moments in that Memphis series, but he was getting exposed by Ja. Ja tried to dunk on him a couple of times, and then Terrence Mann actually got him. So, I mean, it's nothing really new for me to say that you haven't already heard about Rudy Gobert.
It's just the reluctancy of trying to even wanting to step outside. I was telling Brandon, I was watching Quinn Snyder post game interview, and he even said it like Rudy was reluctant to step out on the perimeter. And
yes.
Like,
and now y'all see why when LeBron was picking teams and he said he needed some size, he picked Sabonis.
Yes.
Like that just shows you he's very overhyped. I don't think he should have 3 defensive player of the years in 4 years. But I mean, that's a different argument for a different segment.
And he's a total liability on the offensive end. Like, yeah, he might have some days where he get 20, but he would go 15 games and score 0, 5, 8, 10.
Yeah, he's not
like,
it.
He's just like, if he's overrated on the defensive end, he really gives you nothing on the offensive end. And it was talks last season or before this season that he was upset with how he was used in the offense. Like, he wanted to be used more. And it's like, what do? You can't shoot threes. You really don't have no post moves. You get most of your points off of pick and roll dunks, alley hoops, putbacks. So it's like you want to be more involved in the offense, and you're not even doing that. And then on the defensive end, you let a 19-year-old rookie beat you, yam on you, and beat you. Because a lot of those threes that was open for him and a lot of shots that was open for him, he refused to close out on them.
Saying my job is to protect the rim. Anyway, they both alluded to it. Kawhi is out for the rest of the playoffs. They haven't officially said it's ACL, but everybody's hinting at it's being ACL. And I mean, they were saying hopefully he'll be back he'll be back 100% next year. He just probably won't be back for the start of the season. So, I think the Clippers can make it a 7-game series, but I'm still going to go with Phoenix in the Western Conference Finals because pretty much what Jordan said, they don't have nobody that can stop Ayton, and Devin Booker going to get his. So, I mean, I think the Kawhi injury granted they got through the Western Conference semifinals, yeah, but this is a different monster, and they're going to need, I don't know if they're going to need all, you know how all of Philadelphia's role players are playing big in their wins. They're gonna have to do that for a whole series for the Clippers to win. All of their role players are gonna have to play huge in this series. So I just don't. That's it. All that to say, I don't think they have enough. So I'm going with Phoenix. How y'all going with these Western Conference Finals?
Like I said, I'm going with Phoenix. I just don't think the Clippers have enough. Ty Lue has proven he's a good coach. I won't say great because if you're great, you won't always have to come back from a 2-0 lead. 2-0 deficit. But
Right.
He's a good coach. He knows the ins and outs of the games, and he knows how to keep the troops together.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. So he did that without Kawhi. He gave Paul George some of the Space Jam water or something. He didn't go out there and cost him the game. He did his part, but it really was due to the help of Terrence Mann and Reggie Jackson. If they didn't show up, Paul George 30 would have meant nothing. They would have lost. So, do I expect a rookie to continue this in the next series against a CP-led, Devin Booker-led Phoenix Suns team that's on fire right now? I don't think so. I think he's getting clamped up. I don't think Reggie Jackson is going to continue to do what he was doing in this series. It's just a different team they're playing. And Paul George, yes, he showed up these past 2 games, but Paul George has a history of forgetting how to play basketball in the playoffs, even after he have a good game or 2. So you just got to show me. I'm not believing into this. I'm not believing into Paul George until I see this man win. I mean, not necessarily win the finals, but get to the finals. Or come up this series, and even if you lose, show up every single game, and you don't be the reason that your team lose, then I say, I give Paul George some credit. But he's too inconsistent after all the injuries. But like Jordan alluded to, Ayton is more versatile and agile than Rudy Gobert, and I think he has the desire to win the game, so he's gonna step out on the perimeter. And even if they get the Clippers catch heat from 3, you still got Devin Booker, Chris Paul, Mikal Bridges. You got a lot of Jay Crowder. You got a lot of more weapons that's gonna match that energy.
Yeah, I feel like this Kawhi injury kind of dampens what was left of the playoffs. I was really excited seeing what he was doing on a nightly basis. He was playing really phenomenal basketball. I am as much hate as I give Paul George, rightfully so. He deserves a lot of it.
Right.
But I do have to
Especially
give
on
him his
2K.
credit. I mean, yeah, definitely on 2K. Worst cover athlete ever. Oh my goodness. But yes, I have to give him his credit. He definitely stepped up in these 2 games. There was a lot of pressure on him, and he definitely didn't fold under it like a lot of people, including myself, thought he would. So, there's that. I feel like I picked Phoenix before Kawhi got hurt, so it wouldn't be fair of me to judge if Paul George beats Phoenix. Like, it wouldn't be fair of me to expect him to win when I didn't expect him to win with Kawhi. So I'm not, at this point, he's done what I've needed him to do. Like, I don't, like, you get a game or 2, that's cool. Like, I just don't get sweat at this point.
He can't.
Like Kevin said, you got to play well. It can't be your fault. I don't expect you to go out there and play well every game because you're Paul George. But, I mean, if you go out there and do your part, then, I mean, nobody should have anything to say. You have the built-in excuse of you don't have Kawhi. And I do feel like Phoenix is a deeper team than LA. They do have Campaign coming off the bench. What's Brun name?
I was going to say, but that's not it.
Bridges.
Bridges. And they have one more dude. Not Jay Crowder. It's one more dude. Skinny, light skin.
Not Cameron. Tyler Johnson. Not Tyler Johnson. It's Cameron Johnson.
Yeah. All of them, they be hooping. So yeah, I like the team that Phoenix has. Like I said last week, I would, if you would have asked me right when AD got hurt, who would have made it to the finals, I would have picked Phoenix. So yeah, I feel like they're rounding into shape. Excuse me, right at the time you need to. Obviously, there are gonna be the people that say, well, they got to hurt Lakers and a hurt Nuggets and a hurt Clippers, but I mean, you could do that with every team. Like we was talking on the way here, the Warriors got that same break in 2015. So I mean, it's not
They tried
no
to say
different.
that with the Lakers last year.
Right, it's no different. Like yeah, the Lakers got a hurt Heat team in the finals. So I mean, you got to play with who you play with. It's those are the breaks of the NBA. So I mean, I don't have I like what I saw from Paul George. Do I expect him to keep it up? No. Would I like to see it? Yes. But do I still think even if he does keep it up, they'll win? No. So it'll be interesting. I feel like with Kawhi, it would have been a better series, but I still think it would have went 6 then. So I'd probably go 5, maybe. I don't know. I can't see a sweep right now, but the way Phoenix is looking, it might be a sweep. But I'll go 5 or 6. What y'all got?
I expected them to win.
6.
You got Phoenix at 6.
Mm-hmm.
I expected the Clippers to win in 7 if Kawhi was there because I'm a believer if the best player on the court got some help, 9 times out of 10 they should win. So the best player on the court all the time would have been Kawhi.
Yeah,
And
but the best player doesn't always have the best team.
that's why I said if he had some help.
Yeah, but
And
I don't feel like
Paul George would have kept it up. You said so you feel like Paul George wouldn't have kept it up or maintained.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't have as much faith in Paul George helping as I do in Devin Booker and the others helping. Like, it's not just Paul George and 1 or 2 people coming along. You know you getting at least 3 people coming along. You getting Ayton. You getting Booker. You getting Chris Paul. That's 3 off the bat. You know for a fact you going to get either Campaign, Bridges, or Johnson. So that's a total of 4 people versus 3, maybe 2. That's how I was looking at it.
I just felt like Kawhi could make a difference because honestly, Dallas was a better team than him. Dallas was a better team than him. Kawhi made a difference.
Nah, I can't give you that.
You don't
I
think
feel
Dallas
like-
was a better team?
I feel like Luka was good enough to win it by himself, but I don't feel like their team was good enough.
He had help. It wasn't from Porzingis.
He had help.
Yeah, a lot of
He
help.
had help in
Tim-
games, but he didn't have consistent help. And there was never 2 people at the same
But see,
time.
that's the same thing with the Clippers.
But the Clippers, you do get 2 or 3 people at the same time, and they are rather consistent. Morris wasn't consistent at the beginning of this series, but he got consistent, like,
towards the end.
yeah. And he was pretty consistent in the Dallas series. He had 3 or 4 good games out of that 7.
And I forgot about him. I forgot about Marcus Morris.
Exactly.
And it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if Kawhi was there, that would have made a big difference. I'm not saying it would have been an easy series for them. I said they would have won in 7. But without Kawhi, and now it's just on Paul George, now with those pieces, I can't expect Patrick Beverly to go out there and hit 3 threes like he did last night. That's not happening. That's not happening.
yeah.
So, it's like,
I mean, I can see the Clippers winning even without Kawhi. But
that means Devin Booker really didn't show up and Paul George looked like Indiana.
Right.
That means
I mean,
that will, if Clippers win this series, that means a few things happen. Ty Lue coached his ass off, and Devin Booker was completely trashed. CP3 was enabled, and Paul George played like he was back with the Pacers. And Reggie Jackson continued to do this.
I can see their
That's a
bench.
lot.
I can
That's
a
see
lot of
Reggie
years.
Jackson. I can see Reggie Jackson. I mean, I'd pick the Phoenix. I pick Phoenix. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just a lot.
I don't see any of that happening. But I'm saying I can see Reggie Jackson actually being consistent enough to help them win. I could see Paul George at least playing well enough to be a star player.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying being the superstar take over a series player, but he could win you multiple games. I could see Morris in at least one more player coming along in a couple of those games. So that's 3 right there.
I know they're not afraid of Phoenix. It's a possibility. I give them like a 20% possibility
Yeah.
due to the fact that they beat Luka, they beat Donovan Mitchell. So now coming in, they facing Book and CP3. It's like, I won't consider Ayton a superstar, but he's a really good player. But coming in and saying CP3 and Devin Booker, it's like, we just beat Donovan Mitchell, Dwayne Wade 2.0, and the defensive player of the year. And we just beat one of the people they just said is top 5 in the league right now. So they got confidence right now. Will that be enough? I just don't think so.
Hey, man, it depends. I mean, what has it been, 3 days?
Mm-hmm.
We haven't heard anything from Kawhi, so.
If they were saying it was a possibility during the game if he returns, but me personally, Kawhi don't come back. You got 2 championships. You a 2-time Finals MVP.
You're not wrong.
Everybody know you're top 5. You can't name you can only name probably like 4 players better than you. You know you solidified. There's no reason for you to come back. What are you coming to prove? To help Paul George out? Or he needs to prove to people he can do it on his own.
Okay.
He need to prove to you, Kawhi, that he can do it on your own. Because if he can't, South Beach is right here. Come
Nah,
on
I
down.
don't think he gonna opt out this year if he hurt. I think he
Yeah,
gonna
if
opt
he- yeah.
in and then leave.
Get that bad. But I'm saying Paul George would still be there. He signed an extension. So I'm saying like right now, Paul George is showing the Clippers and Kawhi he's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because they could either be saying Kawhi on his way out or Paul George is getting traded because he's not good enough. So Kawhi don't come back. There's no need. The team is already performing well. They got to the Western Conference Finals. They proved a lot just by getting to the Western Conference Finals without you being here. So it's a win season. The Lakers at home and the Los Angeles Clippers is in the Western Conference Finals. Stay home.
These are facts. We're going to move over to the East. We got 2 Game 7s. First, we're going to talk about the 76ers and the Hawks. I feel like the Hawks should have closed this out in Game 6. The opportunity was there. We just didn't shoot our free throws. Trae Young did his thing. Really, that's really what it came down to, shooting free throws. Because literally, like, until like I say about 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, no Philly starter had shot a free throw. So I feel like I'm still gonna pick the Hawks in 7 because I feel like the opportunities are still gonna be there. The Philadelphia starting 5 is not cohesive at all. Like it's really just Joel Embiid and Steph Curry.
And Tobias when he want to play.
He helping, but
How do you have the audacity to talk about somebody choking when the 76ers
They
choked
did.
down to 18 and a 26-point lead?
I was just about to say, like,
That's what I'm
it's
saying.
crazy. Back-to-back games, you had both teams choke. That's what I was about to say.
hey man,
Because
Yeah.
that's why.
Three straight games.
3 straight games.
Yes.
the Hawks did choke.
The
last.
whole choke. They did
Yes.
choke the first game. They almost gave it up.
No,
Hey, man.
the Sixers choked, then the Sixers choked again, then the Hawks choked in your mind.
Yeah, they did.
They
They
did.
did choke, and then they choked game 1. They just ended up winning the game.
Oh, I didn't see.
They was up for about they was up by 20, and the game ended up being like a 6-point win for them.
I don't remember the game last night.
This whole
So,
this whole
I don't know if they. Apparently they choked.
Yes,
But
bad.
I was told that they cheated.
And John Collins got sunned.
I was
From back
cleaning
in-
out. I was cleaning out a garage, but
Hey man,
I was told that they got cheated.
Nah, they didn't get cheated. They didn't.
make their free throws. That's what happened.
Hey man,
They was fouling Ben Simmons, and he was missing free throws, and they still lost the game.
I don't have much to say. I hope that the Hawks still win this series. I'm not as confident as I should be because they definitely should have won it in Game 6. I don't have confidence in them winning another game in Philadelphia.
No.
No.
I don't have supreme confidence in Philadelphia though.
Ben Simmons did absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he's trash. Trash.
He literally coming up the court and then passing the ball off.
Yeah, he's not good, and he's not as good on defense as you're trying to make it out.
Yes, he
But
is.
I'm not about
Yes,
to have
he
that
is.
discussion.
He's very, very good at
he's
defense.
he's
Trey
pretty
Young.
good at
Trey
defense.
Young has been struggling this series. Yes.
Has he?
Has
No.
he? This man has thrown up a bunch of shots. He had one good game, really. Everything else has been a struggle when they
He
have
hooped
been.
last night. What are you talking about?
He shot like 30%.
Please
Look
pull
it
that.
up.
Please
Look
find
it up.
that percentage. Research
Hey
department.
man, all I'm saying is this man had 32 points
Thank you.
on Ben Simmons' head,
What
and he also
was
had
the-
a 25 and
What
18
was the
assists.
field goal percentage?
Man,
And assists don't really count because that's other people defending the people he passing it to.
He
So-
still has to make the pass. Assists do count. That's why they're a stat line.
this man
If you in front of me and I pass it to the left and he shoot a 3, what could I did? What could have I done?
so Rush just be getting double
That's what I'm
count.
saying.
Count.
Anyways,
Bro, what is wrong with this man?
nah, because y'all trying to diminish a player, trying to act like Trey has been just balling out this series. He haven't. Ben Simmons has been making it difficult for Trey Young. I did not say anything about being stopped. I ain't say Trey Young has been locked up on clamps like I thought he would
I mean,
have.
but
been,
he's shooting
but
42% this series.
Thank you. Thank you.
How is y'all act like
I'll
Ben
give you this.
Simmons?
He's shooting 35% from the 3, but he doesn't typically shoot well from the 3-point.
What was his shooting
'Cause he's
percentage
throwing up a
last
bunch of-
night?
He shot 34% from the 3 last series, so he is shooting better if that makes you feel better.
But we need to get to the analysis of Trae Young's shooting percentages when Ben Simmons is on him.
What was his shooting
Not-
percentage last night?
We're guarded by Ben Simmons because you just don't get guarded by one person throughout the whole game.
You the one said he put up a bunch of shots.
He did put up a bunch of shots.
So-
But
I'm
he's shooting
saying, like,
42%.
What was the shooting percentage last night?
Oh.
This man here.
I mean, I was looking for the series because I was telling you that he was shooting well during the
We're
series.
getting,
Yeah.
we getting kind of off
All
topic.
I'm
I'm
saying
talking about
is-
Ben Simmons in particular.
No, I was still going. I was telling you that Ben Simmons wasn't all that. But my point is, this what's it called? Philly need to worry about not choking because this would look very bad on Doc Rivers.
It was.
Again.
Yes, because this man has played. Well, I can't remember. No, it was 7 out of his last 12 playoff games. He's lost a double-digit lead.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's not looking good, big guy. You got to fix that.
I think they need to give Dwight Howard some more minutes. He had 10 minutes last night. I think they need to be more present in the inside, get more physical with him and stuff like that. Joel Embiid is obviously hindered right now, and he's trying his best. But Ben Simmons is not giving you nothing on the offensive end. I don't want to get right back into that topic.
Tobias Harris ain't giving you nothing on the offensive end either.
He's. I feel like he goes out there and specifically tries to just get 20 points. He's going to shoot his little 10 to 11 shots and just get 20 points and call it a day. 20, 22 points and call it a day. He needs to be more aggressive. He needs to go out there and try to get 30, try to get 40. I seen him get 30 before. I think he got a 40-point game.
He's a $33 million a year player.
You a
bro.
max contract player. You just going out there getting 20 thinking that's it. That's not enough. Actually, the game before last, he only scored 4.
4. He did.
So it's
Trae Young.
like, you...
I
what?
mean, little Seth Curry playing with like his hair on fire.
But Seth Curry doing his thing.
Right. He's a big part of the reason that they are still in this series. Because if it was just Joel Embiid by itself, it'd be over with.
I have a question. So is it good if you shoot 50% or do you judge by the shots missed?
What?
If you guard by
Like say if you miss a lot of shots but you still shoot 50%, is that good to you?
no.
What?
Like say if you miss
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying what to him. Like,
Wait.
what-
You
that's-
said if you shoot a bunch of shots and you shoot 50%,
but you still shooting 50%.
Yes, that's good. My answer is that's good.
Okay, I was just gonna ask because he was 15 for 30 from the field and he was 5 for 10 from the 3. So I mean, it's a lot of missed shots technically, but he still was
They
50%.
had- Right.
I guess.
Okay, man.
And then you gotta.
He hooped last night. That's okay.
I did not say he
was the
didn't.
reason-
That was off the topic. Y'all trying to make it about Trae Young not being.
No, my
I said
point was
Ben
that
Simmons
Ben
is a-
Simmons is
Not as good
decent
of a
at defense. I didn't say he was great.
I think
Ben
he. I
Simmons
think he
is
is. I think he is a great defender, but also I'm not trying to diminish Trae. He's a great
I
player.
personally
as
feel
well.
like
So,
Matisse Thybulle
when you
is
have
a little
great,
bit
when you
better
have
defender.
no, when you have great defense and great offense, it's gonna always counteract. Sometimes the offensive player gonna have better. Sometimes the defense player gonna have
I
better.
feel like if you
And it's a-
move Ben Simmons and keep Matisse Thybulle, you'll be a little bit better.
I feel like they got to get rid of Joel or Ben. They
No,
can work
no,
either way.
Get rid of Ben.
If you get-
if you keep Ben Simmons and get rid of Joel Embiid, you're not getting nowhere.
nowhere.
Nowhere whatsoever.
Not if, especially
Only
if you-
reason you would trade Joel Embiid is because you actually have trade value, but you're not getting nothing. You're not getting nowhere.
I think Ben Simmons adds a lot of values to the teams. He just can't shoot.
No. You can't facilitate either.
That's a lie. I think it's just he just don't fit right now with the
he's
Philadelphia
scared to
Sixers.
get fouled.
It has shown many times before he could facilitate. He's a great passer.
Hey man, I saw a tweet.
He's in his head because he can't. He
That's
knows
what-
that they're gonna foul him, and he can't make his free throws.
His own worst enemy
That's
right
what
now.
I'm-
That's
right,
what that's what I'm agreeing. That's what everybody's right now saying. He's just ass. He's trash. This man is
He
not
is.
trash.
He is.
This man is very dynamic. He
No,
just
he's-
can't
he's
shoot.
ass.
What's
And
making,
right now, I feel
both-
like he just can't. I
he's a-
think he
he's a
needs to.
mix.
He needs to be on a team. He's like Giannis. He need to be on a team where he
Which
could just facilitate, just shoot. They can just shoot, and he could just put his head down, go to the rim. If he's the man, and you can surround pieces around him, he will be a great player, just like Joel Embiid. If you get rid of Ben Simmons and unclog the lane and let him do what he do, same thing.
You
I
know
think
how-
you're gonna see both of them flourish without them being together. I don't think you can win with them together. It's like CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. They too bigs. They filling up. Too no space. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum too small. You know.
You know how when you walk past the trash can and you smell it, and be like, dang, that's dank. That's Ben
Hey
Simmons.
man,
I think he's
trash.
I think he's a pretty good player. He's in his head though, so that's affecting every part of his game.
Hey,
You know,
man.
as soon as he get the ball, they're gonna foul him, and he gonna have to shoot free throws.
exactly.
And the pressure is building. I'm not saying that he's trash.
This Ben
But-
Simmons we never seen before. I
I'm
never
also
seen
saying
I never seen Ben Simmons play like this.
exactly
I
because
have.
he in his head.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
You
Yes,
seen
I
him
have.
miss free throws
Yes.
and stuff, but
Yes.
you never
I saw a
seen him.
tweet from I saw a tweet from like 2017 when they was like Hackabin will be over soon. What year is it?
Oh, man. Yeah, just give my boy some more credit.
Hey man,
Hey man, all I'm saying is if we gonna keep saying, "Oh, he'll develop with time," he'll develop with time.
I
When
never,
is that?
I don't,
Yeah, no. Don't say I never said that. You definitely. He gonna get a jump shot.
You did say that.
Just keep waiting. He gonna get his jump shot.
you went over your words. Hey man,
He
and he
still
stole the
can-
rookie of the year from Donovan
he
Mitchell.
still can be a dynamic player without a
No, he
jump
can't.
shot.
No,
You
he
would
cannot.
think you would develop a jump shot.
He cannot. He cannot be a dynamic
Not in
player.
Philadelphia.
Not in Philadelphia.
Not in
Thank
this
you.
NBA.
Giannis don't have a jump shot.
Giannis isn't a dynamic player. Why do we? All right. Speaking of Giannis, let's go.
Giannis not a dynamic player.
No, speaking of Giannis, let's
This
go.
nigga is wild. Anyway, we moving on to tonight's game. Not the last one. I'm tripping. The Bucks and the Nets. Speaking of Giannis, we just got done talking about how he don't have a jump shot, but he can get to where he wants to get to. He can get to the rim. How about that?
If the refs let him take 3, 4, 5 steps.
Hey man,
Everybody travel.
everybody travels.
Look at John dunks.
I
Look at all
agree.
these people dunks. They
Hey
travel.
man, finish the read. Man,
I'm
y'all
just
not
saying.
finna sit here and defend him taking 10 steps. Go ahead, bro.
I agree.
Go ahead.
He does. He
This
do
man-
be walking.
Every possession,
like, bro.
every
Everybody.
single possession.
Hey man, they don't be calling him on that free throw thing either. They made a big point about, oh, it's 10 seconds. Every time he shoots free throws, you can hear somebody say 11, 12, 13. I'm like, bruh. Anyway, it's gonna be on what it's always been. How Chris Middleton plays. He's gonna be the X factor. Giannis gonna put his head down and go to the rim, try to truck. Like he gonna get 20, 30. He gonna get his, but it's gonna all determine. It's all gonna come down to how Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday play. So I'm still going Bucks in 7 because I don't think neither one of them gonna be able to match KD. Not tonight.
You
Nets.
said,
Nets.
oh,
Nets in 7. That's
dang,
what
Charlamagne.
hey man, Nets in 7.
Yeah, I got Nets in 7. I don't see Drew Holiday stepping up on offense. Chris Middleton, he hit some big shots. Can't even cap. He dropped 38 in Game 6. That was good. If you need those are the type of games you need your big time players to have when your back is up against the wall. So I gotta give him his credit. But yeah, I don't see that. One, I don't see that happening back to back games. Two, I don't see that happening in Brooklyn. And 3, I just don't see him hitting big shots in the crunch time. And I feel like this is going to be a crunch time game. Yeah, he'll hit a shot or 2, but I just if you need him to hit more than 2 shots in the big time, then no, I don't think he can do that. So
Before the series started, I had Bucks in 6. So I'm gonna just stick with my pick and say Bucks with 7. It was a little bit shaky at first with Kyrie being in the lineup because they were just flat out running past them. But now since Kyrie's gone and James Harden is not James Harden yet he's still injured and he's still progressing, I think it's just gonna be too much for Brooklyn right now. Giannis has got a little bit of momentum, gaining steam. I think they found the recipe of how to beat Brooklyn. I said it before, the whole season Brooklyn lacks physicality. You get physical with these guys in the playoffs, it's gonna show. They're not gonna keep up. They not tough like that. They shooters, but they're not tough. If someone get physical with them, you can beat this team. And Milwaukee has shown that. They've been roughing them up, getting into them, and they've been coming out with the dubs. Now Jordan said something earlier about them being in Brooklyn, so they probably won't get those type of calls, especially like PJ Tucker guarding KD. He probably won't get those calls, and if anything, it might go against them. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. Joe Harris has played horrible this series. He had a couple of games, but Jeff Green's still working his way in. Mike James,
Mm-hmm.
he cool. But I don't think he's gonna come out there and really give no buckets. Brown, I betted on him in fantasy, and he had his worst game. So I'm not really believing in these folks right now. I think James Harden gonna go out there, get about 16, 17, but he can't move. KD gonna have an awesome game, I believe. Probably score 50.
If he scored 50, they're gonna win.
Yeah, but LeBron scored 50 and lost. Steph Curry scored 50 and lost. When you score,
Yeah, they wasn't playing against the Warriors though.
Steph Curry scored 50 and lost, but they played the Raptors. That's what I meant to say. Tongue tied. But
Oh yeah, but he was literally by himself.
But I'm getting to. I don't think Blake Griffin. But Jordan said Blake Griffin might get what? You say about 15?
I said 15 to 20.
I don't think that's coming. I don't think that's coming.
I don't know. I feel like I definitely have much more faith in Brooklyn's bench than I have in Milwaukee's bench. They've outscored them every game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So-
But I think when it comes down to it, when it gets tight,
So what you're saying is you have more faith in Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday than you do in the Brooklyn bench, which I definitely disagree with.
no, at this moment, I think it's going to come down to the stars. And when I say that, I don't think James Harden is going to be able to give what he needs. And I don't believe that everybody else is going to step up. KD's going to have an awesome game. But with KD having an awesome game, I also was going to say Giannis is going to have a great game. I think Giannis is going to go out there and get 45.
No,
Chris-
no, hell no. Giannis is not scoring 45. I can personally guarantee you that Giannis is not scoring 45 points. 35 at the most.
He has to be dominant. For them to win, he has to play like they've been playing. Win the
Hey man,
dubs,
you have a
going straight
lot
to
of
the home.
faith in.
No, I'm just saying they
and a
did
lot
it.
of
They
people
did it
that have
before.
shown.
They did it before in the series. Like they got the
Yes,
recipe.
all
That's
of
what
them
I'm
have
saying.
been
Like,
at home though. When
And-
they've had all of these get physical calls.
They
I'm
did
just-
steal a game in Brooklyn though.
No, they didn't.
It's all home games. All home teams won.
Yes. All I'm saying is you have a lot of faith in these players that I have zero faith in.
Zero.
I have like absolutely no faith.
I
in
don't have
Giannis.
any. But this is the same
If-
thing could be goes to the
especially
Nets.
if the game is tight. I don't have it. I mean, I don't have utmost faith in none of these players. I have some faith in Blake Griffin and Jeff Green a little bit. I have faith in Shamit to not give you zero. I can give you like 7, 10. I
Scored
have
2
faith
points
in.
last game
Okay.
and 0 to before.
And Drew Holiday scored 4 points in the game. So what's your point?
Drew Holiday has scored 17, 19,
Okay,
21
and-
over the last
And
3
then
games.
okay, but
He actually has been putting more.
okay,
impact.
but my point is just like these players have had some bad games, the players that you've had faith in have had some stinkers as well. That's my
so
point.
what's the difference? So we both
Okay,
can sit here
so
and make
my
a case
point-
for the Nets to win
Okay,
and the
then
Bucks. That's why
that's
it's in
what
Game
we're doing
7.
right now. That's
But you
literally
just-
what we're
Yeah,
doing.
you
We're
just say
giving
I
our
have-
case.
But you just say I have more faith than people you don't.
Okay,
but it's the same
so-
thing because it's like
I'm telling you why I have faith in them. You're telling me why you have faith in them. That's what we're doing. All my point is, don't we do that every week? We all say the same thing from different points of view. That's what a podcast is. But my point
not
is,
proving nothing. I ain't saying that. I was just saying that. You made that deeper than what it
my
was.
point
Continue.
is,
Hey, prove your
what-
shit. Go
the,
ahead.
the Nets have shown that they can actually show up. I've yet to see the Brooklyn show up on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, I've yet to see the Bucks show up on the road.
And well, the NBA awards came out this week. We're gonna each read a section of NBA, all NBA defense, all defense team, and the rookie of the year. I mean, not the rookie of the year, all rookie team. First, we're gonna start with the MVP, Jordan's favorite, perfect attendance award, Jokic. Rookie of the year was LaMelo. Sixth man of the year was Jordan Clarkson, and defensive player of the year was Rudy Gobert.
Who won most improved?
Julius Randle.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm fine with all of them except the defensive player of the year award. It could have. I feel like that was a perfect attendance award. Like
Did Jokic give a speech?
I
He was
didn't
the
hear.
first MVP.
No, they didn't. They didn't have the award show yet.
Ah, okay.
I think I forgot who presented it to him, but anyway, yeah, I'm fine with all of them except the defensive player of the year award. I also wish that it wasn't just a regular season award. Like they gave it out at the end of the year, and it goes through the whole season because it's a lot of people that turn up. That's the whole point in the playoffs.
It should
like
be two awards.
Right. The
Playoff
intensity.
awards.
The intensity intensifies. So, and the stakes are higher. So you see better play out of certain people at certain times. That's all I'm saying. It should be a whole season award or two separate sets of awards.
I like that idea.
I like how it is in baseball where you get three. Well, technically you get three. You get the regular season MVP, then you get the division championship MVP, and then you get the World Series MVP. So yeah, I don't like the idea of a whole season award because then that's basically just having the finals MVP.
It's like football, though. I mean, football got different awards. You know, like they switched to the offensive player of the year and defensive player of the year, but then it's like.
I mean, yes, but he's saying instead of having a regular season MVP, just have an MVP at the end of the playoffs.
Not necessarily just the finals MVP, because it would.
Yeah, it should be two then, because if that's the case, nobody in the regular season will win the MVP. It'll be the people that's in the playoffs that was always winning.
Okay.
You know
I see what you're saying.
So you kind of got to separate those two, because let's say Steph Curry this year, like should have been MVP. And he don't make the playoffs and they run through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't get that consideration.
Like a conference finals MVP.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to necessarily be just the conference finals. It can go up to the first round, second round.
But all of these awards was cool though. Besides the defensive player of the year, everybody know who I thought should have won, and I also think Draymond Green should have came in second. And for the sixth man of the year, I just want to say Jordan Clarkson. Hey man, you won the award and you wasn't the sixth man in the series, man. You didn't show up. You didn't show up. You look like Jordan Clarkson before the tattoos in Cleveland. That wasn't it, bro.
I mean, it's cool. They were all of the awards were their awards. I mean, I don't really know who else you could have given Defensive Player of the Year to. I mean, all of them are overrated.
So who's a good defender?
Nobody. The NBA sucks. Nobody defends in the NBA.
So nobody.
No.
Nobody's a good defender player.
Everybody gets buckets on everybody. Like nobody is a good one-on-one defender. No.
These are facts.
So I think nobody.
Yes, dude. No. Yes,
That's
I literally
crazy.
Just said that.
That's crazy. I know what I heard. I'm just making sure. That's crazy.
I'm gonna read off the all defensive team. We got Rudy Gobert, Jimmy Butler, Draymond, Giannis, Ben Simmons, Drew Holiday, Kawhi, Matisse Thybulle, Bam, and Joel Embiid. I don't really have a problem with any of these. Kind of see what I do. It's kind of weird that the Lakers were the number one rated defensive team all year, and then nobody made first team all defense.
That was overrated too.
Hey man,
I tried to tell y'all that, but whatever.
Everybody overrated.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the number one team was getting buckets put on y'all. But go ahead. What did you read the All NBA?
The All NBA team. The first team was Giannis Antetokounmpo, Steph Curry, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic, and Kawhi Leonard. Second team: Joel Embiid, LeBron James, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul, Julius Randle. And the third team: Bradley Beal, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Rudy Gobert, and Kyrie Irving. That third team pretty cool.
Hey man, my boy Luka and Kawhi made it first team. That's all I really care about. Other than that, it was what it was. I mean,
it's you kind of expect this. Like the All NBA teams is basically the All Star team.
Except Russ.
Yeah, it's like who you feel is like.
Yeah, I feel
the
like
top
Russ
15 players in the league.
I feel like who were the point guards?
Point guards: Damian Lillard, Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving, Luka, Chris Paul, and
I feel like Russ should have been in there over Kyrie.
Facts.
Definitely over Kyrie. I can't argue.
I don't know though.
I can't
Kyrie
argue.
was 50, 40, 90.
He was.
Yeah.
He was. So. I can't argue Bradley Beal or Jimmy Butler. The Heat was horrible without Jimmy Butler. Let's be real. We was trash without Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler came back in and got us.
I can't argue Bradley Beal.
Maybe, for Russ?
Yeah.
Bradley Beal was second in the league in scoring.
Right. But Russ was his point guard.
Yeah, and he did. They was trash
Point.
until Russ got healthy. And
They
he
would have
did
been
drive
trash
his
without
triple
Rush.
double.
I mean, with Bill though, and just Rush.
I think
They would've
Russ
been-
would
they-
have still
they
been
would've
able to
been
get them to the
trasher.
playoffs, though.
They would have been more trash with just Bill.
Yeah.
Because you know,
We've seen them.
We've-
We've
yeah.
seen them with just Bill.
Yeah, he need a
we've seen-
playmaker.
We've seen Russ will a team to the playoffs, too.
Right. So
But
yeah,
I
that
was-
would have been my one issue. But like I said, I don't really care.
I would say Paul George. But Paul George was second fiddle to a team that's third in the West.
Paul
So-
George.
Bradley Beal. Paul George over.
Russ over Paul George.
Yeah. Keep Bradley Beal, but put on Russ over
Nah,
Paul George.
I don't know. Well, one, they don't play the same position, and two, they I feel like Paul George had a really good season.
Do they
But see,
count
they
it?
don't even do positions like
Right.
that though, because Chris Paul and Damian Lillard are on the same team.
Yeah, I think they do it by guards.
Yeah.
I know.
And then they got Joel
Is Paul George considered a guard? I thought he was a forward.
Yeah, I would consider Paul George a guard.
I mean, I would, but I thought on the sheet he was listed as a forward.
I think he's a forward. I think he came in as a guard. Yeah,
I think, yeah. Whenever I'm pretty sure whenever they put his position in the program, it's GF.
Mm-hmm. Who else could we argue? Nobody. Shout out to Julius Randle though.
What did he do?
No, just
Oh, he
give
made.
yeah, he made the All Team. He made the second All NBA team. After 7 years in the league, he finally found his way, found his flow. And a lot of those players from that team with the Lakers that was 15 and forever, whatever. They turned into really good NBA players.
We knew they could hoop. I feel like the Lakers just wasn't the place for them. A lot of them, because a lot of them leave LA
At the time.
Right. A lot of them leave LA and go be able to hoop elsewhere.
Well, we got the all rookie teams. We got LaMelo, Sadiq Bey, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, and Jashawn Tate on the first team. And then Desmond Bain, Isaac Okoro, Emmanuel Quickley, Isaiah Stewart, and Patrick Williams on the second team.
Wiseman got hurt too early.
Yes, he got 3 first team votes. Campazzo also got 3 first team votes.
And,
Campazzo.
Yes,
hey, man,
No.
he's a rookie.
I know. He like 34.
Still a rookie.
Yeah.
Still a rookie.
Yes, he's still a rookie.
I know. I just thought it was funny. Campazzo. What do he do?
This man Cole Anthony got a vote.
He hard though. He hard. Orlando got somebody with him. That boy hard.
Orlando just sucks.
Orlando just need
Everything.
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 The Dwight Howard kind of really left them in shambles.
It's crazy how
That was years ago.
I'm just saying they didn't recover since then. You know that
That's
takes
their fault.
It takes years for people to
That's
recover
their
from
fault.
stuff like that.
If you haven't recovered in all this time, that's your fault.
A lot of Philly. Look, Philly.
Trust the
ain't-
process.
That's their fault too.
I'm just saying.
Hey
It
man,
happens. Players
gonna-
can destroy organizations. My bad.
you good? You finish it up. Glad. Anyway, we're moving on to Genius or BS. Zion's family said they want him up out of New Orleans. I kind of get it because they have a coaching carousel. Like, they talented, but like Shannon says all the time, don't nobody want to play defense. Their 2 stars are the 2 worst defenders on their team, which is crazy. The 2 all-stars, neither one of them want to play defense. They just want to go down the court and get buckets. That's really the NBA now, so I get it, but, I mean, you got to defend a little bit, bro. You that big, that's really all I got to say
You
about
just
it.
gotta block shots.
But as far as it being genius, I mean, I don't really see it necessarily making a difference. I don't think he's had enough time to develop in New Orleans because they are talented, but their organization is trash. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think it's some BS. Just play some more years, then we'll talk about it. We haven't seen enough of them.
I think it's BS. Zion he just finished his second year, right? You just been in the league for 2 years, and in the first year you was on like a minutes restriction. You ain't really get your feet wet to this year, and you made the All-Star game and whatnot. I feel like this is a a full case of him feeling himself
Right.
and his people feeling themselves and trying to dictate him and dictate the league and stuff like that. And NFL is one thing. They don't want it to be like the NBA where how the players can control everything. And I feel like it should be 50-50. But with Zion, like, you need to, like Brendan said, you need to play a couple more years. People got to see who you really are. You ain't even developed yet. Like Brendan said, you one of the worst defenders on the team. Brandon Ingram is the second best, probably the best player on the team, and he's the worst defender as well. It's like y'all not showing nothing. How are you mad at the organization and you ain't do nothing yet? You mad at the coaching carousel and you only been there 2 years. Like, they trying to find the right pieces for you. How are you not happy already? You got young pieces around you. You got a nice little core. You got Brandon Ingram. Like, how are you not happy? This is just a scare tactic to push them to get him to New York. Because, like, when he was interviewing after the post game in New York, he was cheesing and giggling about being a Knick and loving Madison Square Garden. But you was drafted to the New Orleans Pelicans. You have a contract obligation for about 6 years. Play it, man. Like, you just got there and you already trying to get moved. Like, that don't even make any sense. Like, it ain't proved nothing.
I think it's genius. New Orleans has proven over the years that they are a trash organization. They can't put talent around players. Chris Paul wanted out because of the same thing. AD didn't really want out, but he finally got pushed to the point where somebody finally talked him into getting out. And I see the same thing. I don't see him saying, I want to be traded today. I see it as all right, y'all are on the clock. Hurry up, fix this, or I want out. I don't see it as I want to be traded right now.
He played one season, bro. Like,
Hey, man.
I won't even count the rookie season because of, like, the minutes restrictions.
I mean,
and
but
stuff, man.
I'm not done. I'm not saying that he should want out. I literally just said I don't see him as I want out right now type of thing. I'm just saying it as y'all don't act like y'all are great at putting talent around people. And a lot of the moves that y'all have made have not been good, including the Steven Adams signing, hiring Stan Van Gundy.
Terrible.
Trading Drew Holiday for Eric Bledsoe. That was trash. And like I said, your history proves that you're not good. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Zion has been great because he hasn't. Like y'all have said, he's not good on defense. And he's really kind of limited on offense. So, obviously, wherever you go in the future, like I said with Giannis, it doesn't matter if you want to leave your team because if you're still the player that you are, it's not going to matter. Like, you're just taking your bad play to another team and then putting those expectations onto new players. So, obviously, I feel like he has to improve his game a little bit, but it's not like the organization should just be in chill mode for these next couple of years. Y'all need to, just like he needs to get his game together, y'all need to get y'all game together and actually start putting people that are going to help him win around him. Let Lonzo walk. Let find somebody else for Eric Bledsoe and then actually start moving forward. Brandon Ingram could work, but like y'all said, he needs to get his defense together too. So I like them saying it.
I'm saying this team has potential. I just feel like you were saying towards the end, is like before you say something about what another person doing, you gotta check yourself and see what you're doing. Zion, you not up to par yet. You not even nowhere near where you need to be yet. How you gonna tell the organization what they need to do? Y'all both struggling. So before you even just wait to rush out of somewhere, it's grow. At least Anthony Davis gave them 7+ years to grow. Chris Paul, the same. And these players around him are not bad. Lonzo Ball had the best year of his career this past year. He might cost a little bit too much money. That's why I would say let him walk. If you can probably get him on a good deal, keep him. He's elevating. They got good pieces. You just gotta get a coach around them to bring the most out of them, to bring the rest out of them. And that's how I feel. Like right now, I don't feel like this is just basketball related about what the Pelicans not doing. This is just Zion not wanting to be in New Orleans and just want to be in New York, just want to play where he want to play. That's not, we're at that point. When you get to this point, you're not no kid no more. You're not in college. You can't transfer. You can't say, I don't want to play for Riverdale Blackhawks no more. I'm going to play for the Fed Blue Devils. You can't do that.
Hey man, you know how I feel about Zion. So if you want to leave, then leave. But if you're acting like the lack of talent around him is the only reason they're losing, then we're fooling ourselves.
That's not. But he's not also doing the most to contribute to the winning either, because he's not.
No,
there yet.
That's
mean,
what he's saying.
I just
Oh,
said
I'm
that.
sorry. I thought you meant like if you were saying like the supporting cast.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying if we're acting like him leaving and then going to a new team, like say if we dropped him on the Warriors or something, or like the Lakers or something.
Mm-hmm.
If we act like that's just gonna magically change and he's just gonna be this all NBA first team player, we're kidding ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
No,
He might look better though because he ain't had to do more.
maybe.
Anyway, next Genius to BS topic. LeBron says that the season started too early. Basically, he said he was right about saying that. I think this kind of it's gonna affect something we're gonna talk about later at the Olympics. But I feel like, I get, especially as a team that went to the finals last year. By the time the season ended, they were burnt out. That's why I feel like that contributed to why it was so many injuries this year. They played a shortened season because they're trying to recoup that money and get back onto a normal schedule. So I feel like it was some. I feel like LeBron saying this was genius, but the fact that they did start early, as we see, it ended up being BS. It's a lot of players that were out, a lot of superstars that were out of the playoffs this year, a lot of nagging injuries, and a lot of we haven't seen superstars get hurt like this ever. Well, not as far as I can remember. But how y'all feel about what LeBron had to say?
It's genius. It's accurate. They did start off too fast. Money is the root of all evil, and that put it showed during this NBA season. And it I won't say it was the worst thing in the world, because now we got a Western Conference Finals with Paul George as the man, with the Clippers and the Phoenix Suns, a nice Game 7, Bucks, Nets, and stuff like that. Interesting because they don't have Kyrie and stuff like that. It's still intriguing, but it hurt the league a lot. The Heat got swept in the first round, and we obviously had an effect from the bubble. The Lakers could not get healthy at all, and it started from the beginning of the season, coming right back, and then they played even longer. So it's like, I think the league, these two, I don't ever think you can fix this now because they back on the regular schedule now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once the season in, they back on the regular schedule. I just think these players just got to spend a lot of time healing this off season. But overall, this season was kind of good to watch.
Right.
I just felt like overall what LeBron was saying is genius. I think these injuries do have an effect due to the start of the season.
Before you go, my grandmother would not allow me to go on without fixing that statement you said. It's the love of money that's the root of all evil. You need money to eat. But go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like it's genius. I feel like LeBron is really the only person that could make this statement because he's kept that same energy from beginning to end. He said when they were talking about going back that it was too early. When they were, there were a lot of, I don't understand why there are fans now talking about that they started too early, because I do remember a lot of people saying that they couldn't wait for their Christmas basketball, like MLK Day basketball was just gonna be way too late, like we was just missing all the good basketball. But also there were a lot of people that were talking about they wanted this All-Star break, Kevin included. That
I wanted it because it was here.
And man,
Same.
I mean, I kept that energy. I said that it was a waste of time. That if we're preaching this same energy about player safety and all this extra stuff, then having an All-Star game, especially when y'all were told that y'all didn't need it, that would have been extra break. But I mean, LeBron made that statement, and he got a lot of backlash for it. and now he's at the end of the season he made basically the same statement, and then everybody's just jumping on what's hot. Oh, yep, everybody got hurt. Let's ride with him. Sounds cool, but I mean, to me, I don't really equate the short season with a lot of these injuries. Like not Paul George, Kawhi and AD, they get hurt in normal seasons, so I don't really equate that. Kyrie, one, he wasn't even in the bubble, and two, he only played like 20, 40 games. So it's not like he was hurt from the rest, and he got hurt on he hurt his foot. And what's his name?
Harden.
Embiid.
Well, yeah, Embiid. He's also injury prone, and they only played one game in the bubble. So I mean, not one game, one round in the bubble. So it's not like they went deep in the playoffs. And Boston. What's his name?
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. He tore a ligament in his wrist, so I can't really equate that with a lack of rest.
They always hurt.
Yes. So I mean, it's not like.
So you just think it's just a wacky season?
Yeah, I mean, injuries happen. We've talked about this for multiple seasons. Like, there are a lot of seasons where a lot of people get hurt. Yes, it's the first year with big names getting hurt. This is the most, I think they said 9 All-Stars. If Chris Paul misses a game, that would be the most in history that have missed a playoff game. I understand it, but it's not like we don't get injuries in a normal season. But I still believe that it's genius for LeBron to say it, because when I say something and it comes true, I like saying it. I was right, yes. But I wouldn't say that he was right. He was proven right.
That's a good point. Speaking of Kemba, he got traded to OKC, him and a first-round pick for Al Horford. I'll say it's genius for Boston because they got from Kemba is a good player, but he can't stay on the court. And I don't know what was going on with his shot this year, but I feel like it gives him an opportunity for a bounce back year. He had some good years in Charlotte. We know he's an incredible talent. I feel like this will be the year where he goes to hone in on his craft and what am I trying to say? Basically, make himself marketable again for a better team, basically. Because this year, well, since he's been in Boston, he never really found his touch. That it was at the time we thought it was a good trade, him going to Boston, and they got rid of Kyrie and blah blah blah. That team was young, they had cohesion, but it turned out not to be that good of a trade. But Kemba signed a free agency. Anyway,
they basically traded him and
sign and trade. Yeah. But with that being said, I still think it's a good trade. It's a genius trade.
I think it's good for Boston. I think his time there has run its course.
Right.
Like you said, it was a good trade, a good signing trade when he got there. Could have been a fresh start, but Kemba just wasn't able to find his groove, and he wasn't able to stay healthy. In Charlotte, I know there's some teams that's out there that's bad, and there's a player or two on there that put up good numbers, like a Aaron Gordon or Evan Fournier in the Magic uniform. But I don't think that was Kemba. I think Kemba was really a good all-star player in Charlotte, and they didn't have the pieces. And then got to Boston, and everything that goes on with Boston, plus him not being injured. Plus him being injury prone once he got there, just derailed that being able to work there. Going to Oklahoma City, I don't think he's going to do anything at Oklahoma City. I think they're going to trade him to the Lakers. He's going to find his way in a purple and gold uniform. I don't think that's the best thing for them right now. I also hear that the Lakers are interested in Kristaps Porzingis if Andre Drummond doesn't re-sign. But my thing about them is you got to get players who's going to come and be with LeBron and actually be on the court. Stop bringing in players that's going to come but not be on the court but be on the bench because they always hurt.
Exactly.
That don't make any sense to get a Kristaps when you already have an AD. You're going to have both of them hurt at the same time, and you're going to look stupid. Kemba going to go out there. Now, see, Kemba, if he goes out there, plays a couple of games, this is why the Lakers need to wait for the season to play out. But you never know. Injuries come at any time. You play the season now, Kemba out there looking like, oh, Kemba, you make that trade. Get out of here, Kuzma. Bring in Kemba.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you got to give it time. Like right now, if you do it right now before the season start, because it's hot. I don't know how that's gonna play out.
Yeah, I feel like it was a good trade for both sides, especially OKC. They got another first round pick, and
But do they do anything with those picks? They always have.
I have more faith in Sam Presti than I do with Danny Ainge. I don't feel like he's just gonna sit on those picks and do nothing with them.
Yeah,
But I don't know how quickly he'll move them. I feel like you got to get at least. I think he'll use all three of these first round picks, but then I think maybe next year, the year after that, he'll start moving some of them.
You think they're gonna keep Shy?
He played pretty well this year until he got hurt. So I don't know.
Then they started tanking.
Yeah, once he got hurt, it was like forget it.
The Celtics also got a good center in return with Moses Brown, I believe that's his name. I don't want to get it wrong, but I believe his first name is Moses. He had a 2020 game this season, had a couple of 2012
Against
games.
the Celtics.
Had a couple of 2012 games. He's 20 years old, 21 years
So
old.
what they gonna do with Robert Williams?
Word on the street is they're gonna plan on keeping Robert Williams and keep Moses, and Tristan Thompson will have to get up out of there. Tristan Thompson is a possibility Robert Williams go because he probably have more trade value than Tristan.
I
So-
take Robert Williams in Miami.
Over Precious.
Hey man, you'll take.
Precious start.
He did get some starts.
Speaking of Miami,
Yeah, I
this man
take
said-
Robert Williams.
This man said if the Hawks don't re-sign John Collins, y'all take him in Miami.
I would.
Why? We got Bam.
Thank you.
John Collins played a 3.
Ill. He can't pass for nothing. And he's not a great scorer.
I'm not saying pay him starter money. Obviously, if he's not getting starter money with the Hawks, he's not gonna get starter money anywhere else.
I think they're gonna re-sign him though. They probably will.
I'm just saying he'll be a pretty good
core
backup.
It depends on what Cam. Anyway,
He'll be good depth.
it depends on what Cam
Yes, he
does
would.
when he come back.
You don't think he would be good depth for our team? He don't have to
Nah,
start.
I think we need a center
I don't
and
think
another
he would
point guard.
embrace that non-starting role.
Yeah, that's not.
He's
don't have
asking
no
for
damn
max.
choice.
He's asking
Yes,
for
he
max
do.
money. He can go to a.
You can ask for all the money you want. All right.
He can
Can
arguably
I have?
say, he can arguably say I'm the second best player on the team that's on game 7 against.
Can I have $1
Philly.
million?
Anyway,
I'm just
I
saying.
just asked for it though.
He has the cachet to ask for $1 million
Does he?
though.
Does he?
Yeah,
$1 million? That's not a lot in
That's
the NBA.
Exactly.
that's
Hey,
baby
man.
money.
All
Anyway,
I'm saying is, what were we talking about?
You know-
I mean, I just don't.
Here.
I felt like it ran its course. I've said it
But
when
John
they traded
Collins
for
in
him. though.
Miami, we need a center and a point guard. We don't need another power forward.
I feel like that would be good depth on the bench. We can use as many scorers as possible. All I'm saying is, I feel like
Scorers. He only
can
goes.
score.
he's not a scorer.
He get like 13 points a
score.
game.
and he plays good defense. Stop it. Anyway,
This is Embiid pushing him
hey
into the
man,
goal.
all I'm saying is Kimba.
I'ma let him have it.
Before Kimba got there, I told y'all that this was gonna blow up in their face, and it did. That's all I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Anyway, our last Genius or BS topic. Who does Tyler Glassflow play for?
The Rays.
The Rays. He said the reason he got hurt is because he
I'm about to
wasn't
say
cheating.
Reds.
Like, bruh. I think that's some BS, bro. Like, I feel a lot of people already say that the game is already in the favor of the pitchers anyway. They already shift. They already do all this. They already have this. The mound is closer. I'm just saying, bro. They already have. They keep saying how they want to improve the game, put more balls in play, and blah blah blah. And you have pitchers doing this. Like, I don't know, bro. I've never been a pitcher, so it's hard for me to side with them. I pitched when I was in Little League, but after that, I was a batter and a field player. So I think it's some BS, bro. How y'all feel about what Burr said?
Yeah, I wasn't much of a pitcher. The one time I was gonna actually get the pitch, we had to go to Birmingham, so I had to choose to go to Granny's house or pitch, and I didn't really care about pitching that much. You mean I can go outside with a slide in the backyard? Yep, sign me up.
Not gonna pitch.
No cap. throw my arm out. Nah, I'm good. But yeah, I think it's BS. Bro, you like not only are you dry snitching, saying that everybody does it, you're basically putting the blame on the MLB because they're enforcing the rules. So you're telling me that you didn't get the memo at the beginning of the season when they said that they were going to be testing balls for sticky substances. Because I remember when we put it on the list of things to talk about when Trevor Bauer was the first one.
We talked about it.
No, we didn't have time to talk about it that day. I think that was the episode Penny was there, so we had a whole bunch of stuff we couldn't talk about. But yeah, I like you knew that they were doing this. One, why didn't you stop using it at the beginning of the season when you knew that they were going to do that this season? And two, why wouldn't you start doing that when you saw other people getting in trouble for it?
Exactly.
Like, you had to wait to be physically told you will be suspended to stop doing it? Like, no. Like, that's on you. You're stupid. But, I mean, to be fair, the MLB is only suspending you 10 days and you still get paid. So, you might as well just keep doing it at this point. But, I mean, for me, I don't even see the point. Like, at this point, you might as well just, like, if the whole argument is that pitchers can't grip the baseball, I don't see why they can't just use the same baseballs as minor leagues and college baseballs. Like, what's the difference?
Because baseball don't change rules.
But I'm saying they use different baseballs.
I know
like,
exactly what you're saying. I know exactly.
Like, what is the point? Like, what benefit do you get from using different baseballs?
It's not
like
one.
I know the seams are lower, but like what?
It makes it makes the ball harder to grip. So it gives the batter a tad bit more of an advantage because the pitchers have to be precise.
Yeah, whatever.
I feel like that's just stupid.
It
That's
is.
just people trying to be smarter than what they really is. Like, that's just trying to, look at this idea. Like, that just don't make any sense. Like, for this guy right here, I suck at names.
Tyler Glasnow.
Glasnow. Now. Glasnow. Interesting. I don't know what his parents was on, but
They didn't make their last name. They didn't make their own last name.
I wonder how last name came up. Somebody had to.
yeah, it's weird. But for him to say that, he basically said, "I can't cheat." That what got me hurt.
Exactly.
Like, that doesn't make any sense. We grew up playing sports. You played baseball as a kid. Played baseball in middle school, high school, without using no sticky stuff, right? I know people in high school. Preston Williams, receiver for the Miami Dolphins, went to high school with us. Came to the baseball field, threw an 80 miles per hour fastball right off the rip. No sticky stuff. You don't have to have that on your arm, on your hands, on the ball to be able to do what you do. You're just trying to find an advantage. And sometimes that's cool if it's legal, if in the legal in the way of the game where it just doesn't affect the game completely and it's just straight out cheating. But you blaming the MLB for something that they told you at the jump of the season, and what you thought you was gonna do is just continue to cheat your way through everything, and thought you was gonna be the one and they don't find doing it. And then when they catch you and tell you you're gonna be suspended and you don't do it and you get hurt, you trying to blame that on the MLB and then blame it on the sticky stuff. If sticky stuff is the reason you are good at pitching, that is crazy. Like, this just sounds like you just wasn't good and threw your arm out. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, you just wanted to throw it on somebody else, but yeah.
That's all it sounds like. It's like, bro, you could not be good without cheating. That's what it comes off as. Like, you can't be good without cheating. And that's not cool. Your arm should be hurt.
Stop being trash. Anyway, we're going to move on to our Goldfish Memory segment. The first topic is NBA players in the Olympics. I think there's going to be a lot of big names opt out of the Olympics this year, especially since the season, with the turnaround from last season being so quick, a lot of people are going to take this off season to rest. I think that's a great idea, though. I do want to see Luka. I know he's not going to play for the U.S., but I do want to see him. But I still it's America. We always had the best basketball team.
Except in 2004.
Yeah, that ain't even throwing shade. It's like it's on the record book. So, but yeah, that's one of the main reasons I'm going to watch the Olympics. That gymnastics and track and field. I don't even really care about baseball being an Olympic sport because we suck. America sucks when it comes to baseball. Little kids don't play no more. But anyway, how y'all feel about the Olympics as a whole, really?
I love the Olympics because I love like seeing people come up and stand for their country and how sports bring that together. You know,
Right.
without all the politics and everything, it just brings it together. Although China banning any form of Black Lives Matter talk and stuff like that, you're lame.
No
But,
cap.
You know, we're just gonna continue to keep pushing the narrative. But I watch Olympic basketball. I watch Olympic swimming. I watch track and field. I watch the gymnastic stuff. I watch the boxing. I don't really watch nothing else after that. But I think we're still gonna win the Olympics. Luka has committed to Slovenia, and he's already.
Oh yeah, he already over there.
He already over there hooping. You need to stay. You need to take some time off though, because the Mavericks got a shot.
No cap.
But right now, Damian Lillard, Damian Lillard, Devin Booker, Draymond Green, Jason Tatum has already committed to be on the Olympic team this year. So
And Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal. So with those five alone, I don't see nobody touching us anyway. So I know the team is going to continue to fill out, and it's probably going to get a couple of more veterans in. Who knows? KD might even play. We'll just see.
Hey man, shout out to my boy EK real quick. No, just because. That was a funny time you tried to pronounce his name.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't do it.
I'm not gonna do it.
Don't
He
do
gonna
it.
fight me.
Don't do it. But yes, I said, I mean, it's cool. I like the Olympic team. It's gonna be something to watch. I know they're gonna win. I don't really care. I remember that time we were at camp and we watched the Olympics. I want to say it was 2012, I think. Yeah.
Sheesh.
So yeah, I mean, it's fun when it's on. I'm not gonna watch the Olympics like I said this year. I didn't like how they handled the. It's not that you said that you can't protest, but y'all specifically said no Black Lives Matter protest. Nah, I'm good on that. I watched Simone Biles because it'll be her last run, but other than that, nah. Yeah, I got
That's her
the
last
Olympics. I mean, not officially,
How
but
old is
she's
she?
24.
She got another run in 28.
No,
It's different. Gymnastics. you started like
gymnastics
16.
24 is old.
Right.
Like Ali Raceman was old at 22. So
You can't do flips at 28.
You can.
I mean, you can, but the odds of you still being an elite
think
world,
about it. My niece started at what?
the peak for my sister said the peak for gymnastics is like 16 to 18 or 20 or something like that.
What?
16 to 18.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, because of the science of the body or something like what? I don't know.
I don't know. I just know that their peak is a lot younger. So
It's like being in the middle. It's like because you start so young, and you eligible for the Olympics at like 16, I think.
People get tired at a young age. It's just continuous.
I mean, I'm pretty sure if she put her mind to it, she could still do it. But I feel like at that point, she probably wouldn't even really want to no more. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I at least thought they could go at least until the early 30s.
I feel like you can go as long as you want to. It's more or less, do I really want to get up for it? Because you know how a lot of people say they don't mind still playing and practicing. It's all the other stuff that come with it. So I get it. But I was just saying that the other day. How like if we could just show up on game day, I wouldn't mind playing. It's all the other stuff that come with it. Sitting in meetings, having to show up to all these events that you don't feel like going to. Man,
And in order to get the money that you receive, you are obligated to do things like that.
I'm not even talking about then. I'm talking about like even at like the high school level or college level. All these extra meetings. You practice all, especially during camp. You practice all day. Then you still go sit in meetings. You got to go watch film, practice again. Like, bro, I just want to play.
I feel like that's the That's what you signed up for.
Yeah.
You know.
It's as long as you still in love with the grind, then you fine. But once you not in love with the grind no more, and your heart not really in it, that's when you should retire.
Okay, and I think that applies to life.
Oh,
Every job has its unnecessary things.
No cap. I don't know how we ended up here, but whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking about the Olympics.
Yeah, I was just saying that. Yeah, their peak is 16 to 18. So yeah, the odds of her doing another run will be slim to none.
If she do, she's the goat for real.
See, that's funny because I said when my sister texted that the peak was 16 to 18, I said, so she is the goat. But yeah, if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't be watching at all. But I mean, the basketball team is gonna be cool, but I think it was on the Odd Couple that I heard this. Like, if we're talking about all this, the lack of rest in the short off season, then why are we still sending NBA players to the Olympics in the first place? Like, why don't we just send college players or something? Like, even if we lose, who cares? Like, we know we still have the best players in the world.
Oh no, I think it's just a representation type thing. I feel like I think professional athletes should be the one to go out there and represent the country. I don't think college kids should. College kids could do
But they don't send professional athletes in baseball.
That's true.
But I mean, it's professional athletes in baseball in high school, so that's different.
But they don't send those athletes.
What you mean? Like they don't send those athletes from high school?
I don't know exactly who they send, but they're not sending like top tier athletes.
Yeah. They have a USA team, like it's a program basically. You know how they have travel ball, basically like that.
Okay, but that's different. That sounds like a baseball type thing though. Baseball kind of
right.
have that.
But
type of stuff.
my point is, if we're not doing all that for what's it called, for baseball, then why do we have to do all that for
certain
basketball?
Sports means more. Certain sports have more impact than
You're gonna draw more odds.
baseball. Baseball is relatively, you know what you're gonna get, kind of like Spanish, white. You know what I'm saying? Basketball is everything.
You know, I feel like we can still have our global dominance with college players.
Not anymore. They don't want to go to college.
Really, send somebody. You don't have to send the top tier people. Like, and then like say if Jason Tatum come back, or what happened to Paul George while he was over there.
But that was an anomaly though. Like most people come back from that and be better. Actually,
I guess.
LeBron went and came back twice as good.
Yeah, he came back with twice as good teammates.
Anyway, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder stared each other down. That's always, man, just fight at this point, bro. Bro, we already know what's gonna happen. Tyson Fury gonna knock him out, or he gonna piece him up. Either way, Deontay Wilder is not gonna beat Tyson Fury, bro. Fury's already taken his best shot and walked him down. He took his best shot in the first one and then walked him down the second one. So that's there's literally the game plan to beat Deontay Wilder. And I don't think, he got knockout power. Like, of course, if he catch him with one punch. But I think Tyson Fury is the more skilled boxer. And I don't even watch boxing like that.
This is my favorite topic.
Let's go.
Hey, these fools stared each other down for 5 minutes straight. They just looked at each other for 5 minutes straight. And I'm like, this fight better be epic.
But no cap.
One of these 6'5" plus dudes better fall to the ground, face up, how Channing Crowder say on I Am Athlete, with your booty in the air. Like that's what they need to be. Deontay Wilder had his headphones on the whole time during the press conference, didn't answer any questions, just stared out into space the whole time, and Tyson Fury was like, no respect, trying to promote the fight, and he ended up going on to explaining how he's going to beat Wilder. He's going to beat him up the same way he did before, because he said he lacks skill and stuff like that. This fight is actually pretty interesting. I don't like the fact that Wilder had his headphones on the whole time and wasn't answering questions, because when you get your ass beat that bad, you better answer some questions. You better come back and give the fans, your supporters, the media, wherever, some type of indication that you're mentally there. Tyson Fury said in the conference was like, he's not there. messed him up. He's not there mentally. Like, when you have somebody on the opposite end just blatantly disrespecting you, talking to you crazy, telling you how they gonna do you, my heart wants this. My heart believes that Wilder's gonna go out there and put on for our culture and actually go out there and knock this dude out. Because there's no way you're one of us and you let this man do this to you and talk to you like this. Can't be. And you say you from Alabama. I got folks from Alabama. They don't act like that.
Roll Tide.
Come on now. Come on now. Y'all ain't no boxers, but I don't see y'all act like that.
Yeah, man.
So, while you got to step up and do something, and my heart want to say he's gonna come out and do that, but my mind's just like, nah. Tyson Fury just that dude. You know, he's a trained boxer. He's physically gifted. He's 6'6", and he said he's gonna gain more weight after the weigh-ins just so he can lay on him, so he can physically abuse this guy. This guy is basically talking a murder scheme on you, and you're just sitting there not answering no questions. You better be sitting behind them glasses and the headphones locked in, like you want to go catch a charge when you get in that ring with him. Because if you get knocked out or pieced up, you can't get back in that ring ever again. Your career is dead. Your career is done. There's no more championship bouts for you, and if it is, the steam is all the way off. You got hit by this dude and went into a complete black hole, fishing and stuff, and then all of a sudden now you back. You ain't do no promotion for this fight. You have yet to give anybody any hope that you can do this. You have everybody talking about how bad you is and how you gonna get knocked out. So I hope in Deontay Wilder camp, in his mind, that he's over there using this as fuel, maybe getting the Mamba mentality, letting all of this come over him and like, they doubting me. I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna prove everybody wrong. Since you're not saying anything to give anybody no hope, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? It's just the optics look weird. Like, you just really getting beat down by this big white man, and this white man is talking down on you. You're not saying nothing. The optics just look weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't sit right nowadays. You got to stand up.
No cap.
You got to stand up.
Okay. Hey, man. This is cool. It gets boxing back out there.
Yes.
But I'm not going to lie. I don't care. I'm not going to lie. I don't care. It's something. They stared each other down. It's gonna get them riled up. But like Kevin told me, bro, like if you go out there and get knocked out again, bro, you just gotta hang it up. Like, nobody wants to hear from you again.
That's the difference between boxing and the UFC. This is literally the biggest fight of his career. Because if he loses, it's over with.
Right. Like, that was one of the things with Mike Tyson. Once he got knocked out, I can't remember by who. They say it all the
Buster
time.
Douglas,
maybe.
Buster
But
Douglas.
yeah, once he got knocked out, nobody was really fearing him after that. So
I mean, they was fearing him, but he mentally.
I mean, but there were people like there were before that.
Gave people hope. He wasn't
Right.
He wasn't
There
that
were
monster
before
that-
then. Nobody wanted to get in the ring with Mike Tyson.
True.
After that, they was like, "I'll take that payday. I'll take that." Like, I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
But nah. I mean, it's cool. But since you got to talk about your favorite sport, this man Vlad Jr. just hit his 23rd home run of the season. That's
Just like
crazy.
his daddy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, sir. Speaking of home runs, Shohei Ohtani's in the home run derby this year.
Yes, sir.
Like Jordan said,
That boy finna be my favorite player.
I don't really
Huh.
care. I want my boy Roy to win anyway. And I'm still mad that the All-Star game ain't here. I'm going to watch it. Of course I'm going to watch it. But,
Politics.
hey, man, stupid. Like Jordan says all the time, y'all moved it from here for over voting rights. And they have the same voting rights. And
I mean, but just look at what the governor said yesterday about Juneteenth. So it's probably pretty smart for them. Their reasons probably was.
Hey, man, we
Period.
talking all this about Brian Kemp. Y'all make sure we vote him out next year. 2022, we get him out of here.
But did Denver's governor say anything in support of Juneteenth?
That ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about.
Hey,
Nah,
man,
I was just saying.
if we gonna talk about somebody downplaying Juneteenth, saying that it ain't a holiday, where your support? Where we needed this a long time ago. This should have been where that at?
Right
Okay,
here.
I'm just asking.
Shout out to not another sports.
I'm just
podcast.
saying. If we're gonna call somebody out, call them out.
We
Hey,
did.
man, some states have. We
Hey, man,
as a
I get
all that.
country, we not all the way there, but some states are closer than others.
I don't think Denver's that much closer, buddy.
They-
They're closer than Georgia.
yeah.
in several things.
Bird.
2 steps in front of you is not that much farther.
But they in front.
Hey man, 2 steps in front of you, you win a race by 2 steps. Anyway,
I mean,
You get
Shohei
your food
Ohtani.
first by 2 steps.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd say he'll be my favorite player just because it's gonna be hard for you to be better than Trevor Bauer in my book, Walker Bueller in my book, Ian Anderson in my book.
Skills wise, or just like
No, just my favorite players. I mean, I've told you he's legit.
that boy
He's,
hard.
He ain't gonna win it with home run derby. My boy Roy going
yeah, I think my boy Roy got it. He should have won it last year,
2 years ago.
2 years ago, but he got robbed.
He did.
But I mean, I feel like, yeah, those are just the pitchers. We're not talking about like players.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I mean, I like him. I just don't know how high he can get up in my top 5.
I just
don't
love
even
the
know
versatility.
players, just players alone. Mookie, well, not no particular order. Mookie, Roy, Ozzy. Shoot, Dansby getting up there. Ian.
He said the whole Braves starting lineup.
let him raise
Soroka,
it.
even though he's still hurt, I still like Soroka.
Oscar,
Let's see.
Noah.
Well, I already know that's 7. These are just Braves players,
I'm about
dog.
to say Braves.
I just told you the whole Braves
7.
lineup.
I ain't even put
Pache.
Austin Riley. He gonna get in there
Christian
eventually.
Pache.
Pache, that's 8.
Man got the whole lot.
Ozuna. Hey man,
I
free
wasn't.
Ozuna.
I didn't. If, I wouldn't say Ozuna
He
was
not
in my
locked up.
favorite, but he was. I liked him. He wasn't in my favorites.
He was my favorite that contract year. Was that last year? Last year. Did we?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely did more than Josh Donaldson did. I'll give you that. He
Josh
brought
Donaldson
more.
came on at the end of that year, but
Yeah, in the playoffs, he was trash. Though.
yeah, he was. I agree.
But I feel like he brought more to the team than Josh Donaldson did. So I will say I like him, but I wouldn't put him as my favorite player.
But the Braves don't
non-Braves, I would say Mookie, Mike Trout, what's bruh name from
Miguel
the
Cabrera.
Angels, the Angels outfielder. He used to play for the Rays. Joe Adele. I like Joe Adele. What is bruh name? Springer. George Springer.
From Houston.
Yeah.
Cheating on.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
man. Point is, it's gonna be hard for him to be in my tops just for favorites. But I do like him. He's a good player. I think he's well deserving to be in the home run derby. I think he could have a shot at MVP if he can keep the pace with Vlad Jr. But right now, I still got Vlad Jr. winning it.
I think
he's
just
just
the
a monster.
versatility makes it more special to watch. You know,
It does. It does.
Yeah, that's what
I'll
it
give you
is.
that. It's a lot harder than people give you credit for.
because he can really go out there and shut your whole offense down, and then contribute some runs.
Yes,
That's
because
not what people do.
it's a full-time job to be a starting pitcher. Like, you don't have anything, like, you literally have to devote your full time to being a starting pitcher.
Yep.
And to still be able to do that and get in the cages and to be a right fielder as well,
You don't got no kids.
that's,
Yeah,
you can't.
That man don't got.
You
that man
definitely don't
single.
you don't play no video games, nothing. You literally just play baseball. So yeah, I feel like that's real impressive. I wouldn't. All that being said, I still want Roy to win home run derby, and I don't think he'll be in my top in the favorites. But I do like him as a player, and I wouldn't be upset if he did beat Vlad in MVP, especially if he can like keep it within 5 to 10 home runs. Right now, I think he's at 18, and Vlad is at 23. So if he can keep that pace, like not too far behind, then I think he has an even better shot at winning.
The Angels winning some games. They win some games.
See, baseball, it don't matter if you
It
win or
doesn't
not,
at all.
because
Mike Trout has been MVP multiple years. And
yes,
they
and
suck.
he's.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
that-
he's only finished outside of the top 2 once. So
Go.
no count.
and,
And
he hurts. He's still hurt right now, ain't he?
I don't know.
I didn't even know
He
that.
probably.
Yeah, he's on the IR.
Might as well.
It's
They
like
suck.
I think he might have been out for like 4 to 6 weeks, so he might be coming back soon if he isn't already back. But
It's crazy. I can't say no Yankees my favorite player.
Mike Trout and be playing at 42 Doug and Lil
4-2 Doug.
4-2. I said what I said. And Lil Baby song. Yeah. I'm paid.
I'm dead.
Shout
Wait,
out to
Is his
Mike
name
Trout.
42 Doug or 42
Yes,
Doug?
4-2 Doug.
Yeah.
Hey man, I said
42.
the same thing. I don't care what his name is. I don't be listening to his music. So. But
Young M.A., Young Ma. We just call her everything.
I
no.
still call her Young Ma.
Yeah.
No, I call her Young Man.
Shout out to M.A.
yeah, she be getting busy on it. She be having some bars, man. Car Confessions. That's my
Listen
song.
to that in the car.
I like
on the
Car
way home.
Anyway,
Anyway.
That's
but
years old. She needs some
okay,
more.
shout out to Sean. But I like I like what they got going on. But speaking of not having to win, DeGrom wins Cy Young all the time, and he don't what's it called?
Yeah, baseball actually focuses on the stats and the actual production,
Stack that.
and not team things. I feel like you should have awards for teams, and then you have your individual awards because those are completely different. Baseball usually get it right though with their MVPs. I never hear nobody really have any complaints about how the awards they win.
I feel like Freddie should have won it the year.
Before he won it.
What's it called?
Mookie won it.
Nah. What's bro name?
Bellinger.
Bellinger did win one that I felt like
They
Freeman
was
should have
cheating.
won.
No, that
No, they
was the
weren't
one
cheating.
Roy was supposed to win.
Bellinger.
He played for the Dodgers. I feel like
He didn't play for Houston.
He played against Houston in the World Series.
Nah, I feel like Freddie should have won the one that Bellinger won, and he also should have won that what's bro from the Brewers name?
Christian Yelich.
Christian Yelich. I ain't heard from him
He
since.
fell off. Same thing with Ryan Braun. Ryan Braun won the MVP and fell off in Milwaukee and got that PED suspension and it was over with.
Yeah, I feel like both of those players got one that Freddie should have won. But
Christian Yelich was actually hard that year. He was
He won
I
better
think
than
he
Freddie.
was. I think he won it just because he got the Brewers in the playoffs.
That's when wins matter.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Like every now and then they'll give it to a storyline, but 9 times out of 10 it's more stat based.
I know. Well, we got one more segment before we get out of here. It's called Pick the Ending. This week's question is: if you could only watch 5 movies for the rest of your life, what would they be? I guess I'll go first. I said Friday, The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises, The Temptations, and Four Brothers. Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid list.
Brandon tried to debo my list.
Hey man, I picked the 4. Hey man, great movies is great movies. Great movies are great movies. Jordan said he wouldn't pick both two movies of the same series, but hey,
I thought you said the trilogy of Friday.
No, I didn't say that.
I said
I
the
can't
Dark-
remember who.
No,
said,
that was Miles.
Miles said that. This man said out of his 5 movies, he gonna put 3 of the
Bruh,
Fridays.
no.
Like, bro, really?
all 3 of Fridays ain't even. Bruh, nothing hits like the first one, really.
The second,
I don't know. The second
one
was pretty funny.
Second one is pretty funny, but
The third one, I mean, they
none of
all
was
of them are
bad.
great. All of them are great.
Yeah.
But the third one has probably the funniest moments. The second one was just strictly comedy. But like straight funny moments, like the third one has its funny moments. Extra medium.
Holy moly, donut shop. All of these movies was funny, man. Every single one.
How am I supposed to know what happened to the last security guard? You don't even know what happened to the last security guard.
Go.
Yeah.
Pick your list.
Daddy, what I look like? Like a
Damn
damn snitch.
snitch.
Yes. So yeah, I would say the third one probably the funniest. But let's see. This basically came because I was watching Friday last week, and I said that it was a top 5 movie of all time. But I was told that was too hard of a list to come up with because movies are too subjective. So I basically had to narrow down the question to if you could pick 5 movies, what would they be?
Mm-hmm.
So I went with Friday, The Temptations, The Hangover 2. What was my 4th and 5th? Dang, I should have wrote it down.
Four Brothers and something else. You said it in the car.
Friday the Temptations, Four Brothers was one of them, and it was Dope. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen Dope since that summer that it came out. Like, I was in the movies every single day. My mom let me get the car that year, so I literally had nothing else to do. Like,
I'm going to see Dope.
no cap. I would leave football practice and go home, get in the shower, then go to the movies. Like, I literally had nothing else to do. So, yeah. I would go see Dope in the morning, and then when Dope was over, Ted 2 would come on like 10, 15 minutes after that. I would have to find something to do for those like 20, 30 minutes because I wouldn't sit in the previews. No cap. So, I would just walk around in there and then just go see 2 movies in one day, then come back home. Yeah.
For me, when I was reading this question, it kind of was hard for me to get 5, but I got the top. I got them right on my head. It was like 8 because these movies was great. So if I was able to only get one of these 5, I'd be happy. And it's Friday, Four Brothers, Simpsons movie, Super 8, Dope, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, any Spider-Man movie, and The Dark Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, I like The Dark Knight. I just don't know if the way my humor is set up, I don't know if I could commit a whole movie to something that doesn't have any funny moments in it.
That movie, and
Like, I can't sit in a whole movie very often. Like, I can't commit to something that's not funny.
that
very
story
often.
plot was so great.
I mean, it's definitely a great movie. Don't get me wrong. Definitely a great movie. Probably one of the best opening scenes in movie history.
Yeah.
It's very hard to argue with that opening scene. But that being said, I like to laugh. And I don't know if I can commit a whole movie to something that wasn't funny, like, at all. Like, at least in all the other movies, they were funny. Like, even though Dope didn't have funny lines, it had funny moments that you could laugh at. Like when bro was pooping outside.
And he threw up when he threw up on girl.
Yeah.
Girl threw up on him.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch that movie. I
That was
definitely gotta
fun.
watch that movie.
Honorable mention is also This Is the End, where Jonah Hill, Mike, I forgot all the names, Craig Robertson, all of that. It was just basically these all comedians gather at what's his name, Joe Franco, what's his name? He played in Spider-Man as the Green Goblin's son.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
James Franco. Yeah, they all came to James Franco's house, and it ended up being the apocalypse. Kevin Hart, Rihanna, all of that was in there. They went to hell and stuff like that. They had to end up figuring out how to repent to go to heaven. It was hilarious.
Oh, since we doing honorable mentions, Project X. When I was in college, that was our motto for every party, bro.
Yeah.
That movie is hilarious. And shout out to Project X. I done had me a couple Project X parties, man. Hey, it's Juneteenth. Let's have a man. What y'all trying to do today?
Yeah, my Project X. Not my project. My honorable mention would probably have to be Life. That movie is.
How you forget Life?
Yeah, that movie is.
Nah, for the rest of my life, I don't know if I want to watch Life. That movie too long.
It's a very long movie.
long.
It's a very long movie.
There's a couple long movies on this list.
Now, granted, I got Guardians of the Valley.
Temptations is a pretty long movie.
Black Panther. That could be.
I mean, you don't have to watch the whole movie.
Hey, man.
That's not a requirement.
I know I picked Guardians of the Galaxy. That's 2 hours. Any Spider-Man movie is about
It's
2
just
hours.
you
Black
have
Panther
the
is 2
ability to watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you don't forget every other movie, but you just can't watch those movies anymore.
And,
But
Definitely. So shout out to Super 8 though. That's an underrated movie. It's a real underrated movie. If y'all ain't see that, go check it out.
yeah, I've never seen that. What's it about?
It's like an alien type thing, sci-fi type movie.
everybody good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, that concludes another episode of your favorite podcast, Not Another Sports Podcast. Remember, I'm one of your hosts, Brandon. Make sure you follow me on all those social media sites at Rob Was There.
And this is Kevin. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Vice City Kevin.
Yes, sir. And this is Jordan. You can follow me on Twitter at this_guy11, on Instagram at _this_guy11. You can follow the sports pages on Facebook and Instagram on Not Another Sports Podcast, and on Twitter at N_A_S_podcast. Shout out to everybody watching live. We do this every Saturday at 1:30 on the Cool Telly YouTube page. You can also you can also listen to us on our audio platforms by searching Not Another Sports Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't put nothing in front of it.
No
Just
cap.
Not Another Sports Podcast.
No cap. We have a black and red logo. No other colors.
Anybody
Florida
else?
sucks.
Anybody
Yellow
else?
in there.
What?
I said those Florida colors suck.
Florida is awesome, but the people who might have our name are not us. They can't be us. There's only one Not Another Sports Podcast,
Tell them again.
and they use the Gators colors, which made them extra uncool.
No cap. 'Cause those colors suck.
Yeah.
Thank
Th-
you.
those
Thanks
colors
for agreeing with us.
No, those colors rule, but when it's not used for
That man
Gator
said,
purposes,
"Ooh, they're rad.
they're rad. Totally rad. We fit the all audience around here, guys.
This guy.
We fit in all crowds. You know what I'm saying? And with all of that being said, I want to say I got 2 projects coming for the rest of this year.
Run
And it's,
that up.
Called Everlasting with my boy Key Don't Play.
Run it
And
up.
I got the big album. I think I'm putting a lot of time, put this whole year into this. Even though I put out a lot of music, this is what I've been putting my lot of time into. Hamamba 2.
Run it up.
It's gonna come. It's gonna be really, really good. Got a lot of good music on it. Good features. Narrated by the mother of my son Zion.
Okay.
So it's gonna be hard.
Run that up.
Yes, sir. We lit.
So and wash your hands and go Gators. Black Lives Matter.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good episode.
Okay.
Let's take a picture.
Okay. That shit gonna be fun. I got her narrating that shit.
Where the hell did... Oh, there it is. The weed here.
Ooh, weed.
My favorite conversation consists of
The same mistakes.
My goatee looks dark in this picture.
That ass. Gang, gang.
They was watching us live.
That ass.
Okay.
I hate Negroes. Ugh. Shit. No, I don't have no service.
Oh, we still live.
Shawty ass, how you been? I say,
You want to tell them to
Taking care
turn
of
it off?
my son.
Tell them to turn it off.
what happened?
I said we're still live.
Oh, we're still live.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hello, people. We still out here.
What up?
We still in
said
it.
the wrong shit.
Dan said it. Kevin, you are hilarious. Hey, man. This nigga Kevin is retarded, man. Good, I didn't play no music. Now we can't get flagged. Hey, Jordan, are you on the Wi-Fi? You on the Wi-Fi? Huh? Can you do the thing where it hooks to my phone?
Yeah, that shit sounds good. What you make her holler at?
You can also access Wi-Fi network by bringing it. Oh, here. What's going on, man? Did you do it? Oh, let's go. Yeah, I'm trying to put the cup down for a minute, but this song's so far. Tell Kevin to come here so we can take this picture. Oh, we're gonna take it in front of the